Well, the CERB, the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, is officially out, and now you are able to apply and receive that money. A lot of people have already began receiving their $2,000 checks for both March and April. And if you are curious about how to apply for the CERB, you can check out my latest video here on applying, qualifying, and paying taxes on that benefit. But now once we have that money, the question is, how are we going to spend it? What are we going to do? For a lot of us, if this money doesn't need to cover our necessary expenses to live, we have the temptation to buy things that we want. Things like a new laptop or new clothes. Things that will immediately depreciate in value the instant we buy them and use them for ourselves. But what if we looked at turning this money into more money by either investing in ourselves or investing in the market? In today's video, I'm going to look at how we can use our CERB benefit to double our money or more. Thanks, Justin Trudeau. So the first thing I want to look at is investing in ourselves. Now, during this lockdown, there's been a lot of courses coming out online for discounted prices or for free that people can use. So if you're one of those people that like to level up or learn new skills, now is the perfect time to do so while you're locked inside doing absolutely nothing. And by learning these new skills, you can either develop a new side hustle or open up new career opportunities further down the road. The return on investment on these things is to the moon. Some examples of courses that are available are Excel courses, photography, Photoshop, or coding. All of these are valuable skills that you can learn and learn online right now. The next thing we can do with our money is save it. For example, with a Tangerine Bank account, they currently offer a 2.8% interest rate for the first 5 months for new clients. Also, if you use this code here, you can get a free $50 just for signing up and creating a new account. A disclaimer though, I also get $50 if you use that code. But here's the thing, once you sign up for Tangerine, you will get your own referral code and you can refer others to Tangerine as well. And if they sign up, you'll get $50 as well as them. So it's really a win-win. So not only are you saving money, you're earning money by referring others to Tangerine, you're earning interest on this money, and you're also saving on bank fees that other big banks typically charge. Most banks charge anywhere between $5 and $25 a month just to keep their money in their accounts. But with Tangerine, banking is completely free, so we save on those banking charges. For example, if you put $2,000 into the account, for 1 year, you could earn over $50 in interest, and you would save the banking fees, which could be over $100 in the year. This is also a great route if you're saving money for tax purposes. In my last video, when we calculated how much tax we would have to owe on our CERB benefit, this would be a great opportunity to put that money aside and let it grow. Next thing we can look at is putting our money into investments. The stock market, if you haven't heard, has been absolutely crazy lately. Companies are running out of money, people can't make rent, unemployment is rising, yet the stock market has been going up in these past few weeks. And not just up by a little, up by a lot. Since the crash, we've gained almost 50% of those losses in these past few weeks. It just doesn't make sense. Even stock market gurus can't predict how things are going to look in the short and long term. It's crazy. No one has an idea of where this is going to end up or how things will look. So if you can afford to invest your money right now, I'm going to look at 3 options from lower risk to higher risk where I think you might potentially be able to double your money. The first stock I'll look at is less risky, and this is Hydro One. Now, it's very likely that we are going to be headed towards a recession, and a company like Hydro One, which is a utility company, is one that is recession proof, meaning it makes money no matter what the economic outlook is like. And the reason why is because everyone needs electricity. Everyone needs hydro. and Hydro One is one of these companies that provides utilities. So Hydro One, as of April 14th, was selling at $26.59 at close with a dividend yield of 3.63%. That means if you invested $2,000 into this stock, you would earn $72.60 of dividends each year, regardless if the stock moved up or down in value. Now in February 2019, this stock was selling at $29 per share, which represents a 9% increase. So 1 year from now, if it did realize those prices again, you would earn $181 on your investment plus $72.60 from dividends, which could give us a total of $252.87. If you are looking at starting a portfolio in the stock market within the TSX, Hydro One is one of those safe, reliable stocks that should be on your radar if you are starting out. Next, we'll look at a stock that's a little bit more risky because it does provide more of an upside, but also some more downside. We're going to look at the company no further than the owner of Tangerine Bank, which is Scotiabank. Now, all the major banks in Canada, I think, are a good bet. So for this example, I would look and put money into the bank in which you do your banking with. I think that makes sense to invest in companies that you're actually using. So in this case, we're assuming we're using Tangerine, and thus we're going to look at the stock Scotiabank. It's currently selling at $55.53 and has a quarterly dividend of 6.46%. The Morningstar gives it a rating of 4 out of 5 stars, and it is currently undervalued by stock analysts. The current fair value of this stock is $69.58. If the stock does realize its fair value put out by the analysts, that would represent a 25% increase in the stock. And if it reaches its high levels that it had back in February, it would see a gain of 33%. Now, Canadian banks are typically a pretty safe bet because in Canada, they are heavily regulated and the big 5 banks are obviously staples in the Canadian economy. It's hard to see them going anywhere, regardless of what the stock market does or any type of recession that may come our way. So let's say you have your $2,000 benefit. If you were to put it in and in a year's time it reached its fair market value plus a year's worth of dividends, you would earn $129.20 in dividends plus $500 in capital gains, which would give us a gain of $629.20. Now, if you really want to take a risk, one stock that I would take a look at is Air Canada. Air Canada, obviously one of the Canadian airlines, is selling for $19.43 a share. It has taken a huge hit, obviously, due to the global pandemic. No one's traveling anywhere, and so the Canadian airline is obviously really hurting because no one's paying to go anywhere. So once the pandemic is lifted and people are allowed to travel and go out, I can see this stock really rising and going back to the levels that it was pre-pandemic. This stock is also currently undervalued, and from the smart people at RBC has a fair market value of $34.09, which represents a 75% gain from its current price. While it does not pay a dividend, the price in February of this stock was $45, which represents a 131% gain. If this stock were to hit that $45 price per share again, your $2,000 investment would now be worth $4,632. Now think about it. Do you really need that new outfit that you want to buy? Or would you rather see your money over double? Then you could have 2 outfits. Also, if you're getting value out of this video, please smash the like button. I'd really appreciate it. But to continue, the other crazy thing is that back at the stock market's lowest point during the crash was in mid-March, and the stock was selling at around $12.15. So if you were one of those people who bought in at that time, you would have already made 60% gain as of today. It's just absolutely crazy. Now, pessimists are saying that Air Canada could take years to recover from this lockdown and global pandemic. And it could also lead to changed consumer behavior in the future, as many people might opt to stay in and do video conferencing for meetings instead of traveling over the world and seeing each other in person. So once the ban is lifted, even though we're allowed to travel, we might see less travel as everyone's now used to video conferencing. Even the analysts are completely unsure about what's going to happen with stocks like Air Canada. The future stock price 1 year from now ranges anywhere from $17 to $60. So the margin just shows how uncertain even the professionals have when it comes to the stock market. So that's the video. Hopefully you got some value out of it. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button and please consider subscribing. I make more videos like these, personal tax, personal finance, and investing. So if that's something you're into, please consider subscribing. And that's it. Thanks for watching and take care. Happy taxing.